Okay, so let's start now. Okay, let's go over this one because today I see, right, now I see one thing that's curious and you need to know. Okay, we're gonna talk right now, and this is very small session just for this curiosity that you need to know about fair value gaps. Okay, we know already fair value gap is a three candle pattern, right? So we have three candle pattern. The first candle, you don't need to care so much about it. Don't care if it's expansion or if range. The second one, it will be a range expansion. Sorry, it will be an expansion, and the third, it have two ways to be. It could be an expansion, then we have another, probably another fair value gap, or a range. What I mean when I say a range, I say a range when I do this one, for example, and that candle is not passed with the body, the high, in this case the high of the previous of the second, make kind of range. So that probably means the market wants to come. So given that in mind, this is the normal one for value gap. We have five ways, five different types of fair value gap. But now what we want to see and what the important to have in mind, what is happening in the higher time frame. So in this morning when I read this one, let's remove from here. I read this one in the morning, that what we have right now, what do we have at that moment in time? Okay, do we have this order block here? I think was like that, or let's see, yeah, we have this one better, and this is our ideally target, right? We see this one, we don't raise our target yet, and now we already know this one is for value gap going up. But now what's happening here? Nothing daily. So in that moment in time, we have in 4 hours aligning with that one, right? We have this one and this one. So what we're expecting is what is the market take this up. But between this draw of liquidity, between this fair value gap and this draw of liquidity, both of them are draw of liquidity, but just different names. Between those, we don't have any, well, just this one I think, but it's not huge one. It could be because this broker, if you see another broker, probably you didn't see it. But what I want to say is, okay, I say, okay, I have this one here, and when the market comes here to reach this fair value gap, you remember we have a cycle when the market is offering fair value gap or sweeping liquidity. Now we are sweeping liquidity, so we need to offering a fair value gap or sweep another liquidity, right? So now what we expecting? What do I say this morning? This morning I say, okay, probably comes here, and I would like to see how the market goes to over those draw of liquidity. But okay, what the markets do? The markets come in this point, and I say, okay, the second part that I have is this fair value gap. This order block here below. So this fair value gap, it wasn't respected. Okay, so now we have the overlapping part, the second line of defense. And what do I have here? What do I have here? I have here what? I have a kind of retracement. So I say, oh, it could be good. It could be work. And I have this one, right? Okay, so you could say that's a good idea to get your entry. But what do we have right now? If you see from here, now we are bullish overall, right? But what do we have here? Now in the market, we create what? We create this fair value gap. This is not ready yet. This is not ending yet because we need to wait like 1 hour or two. But if the markets hold this one, then that means we don't want to buy. Why? Because we have in the same time frame, this is 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour, and also in this case, even it didn't reach one, we have inverse fair value gap in this case. Okay, so what do I want to say with that? You need to wait this candle in 4 hours finish to know if the market wants to come to sweep this high or we respecting this fair value gap. Okay, you could have this one here. You could have this entry. Okay, you could have this entry. Actually, you will see how it's respecting this fair value gap in 15 minutes, but this is your high in 15 minutes. You cannot target in this. It's not logical. But what we could do, we could wait, and if we see the market reach this in the next one, don't respecting this fair value gap, the entry part, the opening part of fair value gap, we could say, okay, now we are not respecting this fair value gap opening part. I mean, when I say don't respect it, I mean is go and we have a body close inside of the fair value gap. Okay, and then we could say, okay, let's see the overlapping part is this one from here. This is a breaker and lower time frame. Okay, in 4 hours is a normal order block, but in a lower time frame is breaker. So what I could say, okay, if I don't respect this fair value gap, then probably I would like to buy until this area. This is my first premium PD array I will find in this moment. Then the second one, it will be this one. But now what I can see, I need to wait this formation stay here. Okay, we are here. This is my OB actually. As you can see, it was tapped in already. So why? Because we didn't respect this fair value gap. So it takes the liquidity by a pip, just by a pip. You could see here that sells a liquidity. That's a sells a liquidity. So now two things could happen. We take the sweep, we go up, or we take the sweep, we come here, and we keep going down. So now the market is very 50-50. What I want to say here, I prefer to don't trade in this kind of situation. Why? Because it's not safety market, you know. We need to wait. For example, here we need that super that's gone. We need to wait the market give us the condition to tell us when I want to get involved on that. For example, here we are here. Let's see, 4 hours. 4 hours. Okay, what do we have? This one. Okay, now we have the reaction below this low. Okay, and then let's go to 15 minutes. We have that sell side liquidity there, and then we have this fair value gap involved in this movement. Okay, in 1 minute, I don't have any entry model right now because actually it's gone already without me. But okay, after that, let's see, you have all this movement to this time, to this place. So if you are able to enter, for example, in this point, let's say this point just randomly, you could get that 1 to respectively 1 to 2 to that way. But now it's not moment actually, so I will wait for a little bit more. So the thing is, you need to be aligning with. We have what? Weekly up 4 hours, up 15 minutes, up. Now everything is aligning with. So this is the right one. I mean, this one is what I will do because everything is aligning. I don't have any other. I mean, here you can say how I get in and get out. Sweep the liquidity, sell side liquidity. That's what we have here. And then it creates an inverse fair value gap. That's the first signal for me that market inside of this area want to change the movement. So that's important. Why? We could wait. We need to keep in higher time frame to see what the market wants to do. So in this case, we need to wait a little more, okay? But just I want to tell because I see this and I want you to take in your mind. You could come here 1 hour. You will not see anything. Oh, you will see here actually. you will see here, this is 1 hour fair value gap. It's already in dip. So what do I expect from here? In 1 hour fair value gap, I expect a dip reaction, then sweep at least below those lows, those equal lows here. But again, that is in 1 hour, so you can go to 5 minutes and wait for your entry pattern. But again, that's the important thing you need to keep on your mind all the time. The market could change. I mean, you don't need to be close when just one idea, because the market could change. So you need to be open to every time the market could change. And how you know that? You know that about the FVG, about the fair value gap, given the intention. When you see this intention, then you could say, okay, probably the market wants to risk down. I didn't say it come here, but probably want to come here below, because this is my PD array, my discount, my first discount PD array area that I have. So if I have this context in 4 hours, even if I am not aligning with a higher time frame, is possibly you could say, okay, I go to sell, not until here, not until here. That's not right, right? It could be from here to here. This is your context. So that's why you want to get involved. But okay, again, we need to wait this candle is finished, but it didn't yet. Or you could try to catch in 1 hour this fair value gap, and then again, this is your, let me remove this one. This is your context right now. Wait, this is the context here. This is your context right now. Again, it's just my point of view. I invite you to check the market to try to catch that idea. Just going out of lower time frame. Lower time frame is just for entry. That gives it a lot of missing, because you could say, okay, every moment is good to entry. For example, here in gold, we have this. I mean, you have many moments. You could get that entry. You could get that entry pattern here, here, here again. So don't waste your time here. Just try to keep your focus on the higher time frames. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I invite you to do. And just make your back testing. Here again, you see, buy side liquidity with sweep buy side liquidity, daily sweep buy side liquidity for our context. Okay, look here, I'm my context, super. That's my draw of liquidity, it was taken. So here what I have, do I get anything? No, I don't. Well, I get this one, but I didn't see it. That was my entry point. I could come to what, to 1 minute to get that entry reached. So this one is my first entry. I will take this one. It will be like something like that. And now my target is 1 to 2 because it's reaching. So probably now I'm in the market. I mean, that's just the idea to let you know how the higher time frame fair value gap and the higher time frame perspective, it would help you. Just remember, when the market do mostly the time just two things: offering fair value gaps or sweeping the liquidity. You could also know this cycle as internal range liquidity or external range liquidity. Let's see here that my external and this here inside my internal range liquidity. Also, you have those sell side liquidity taken, buy side liquidity taken. Okay, it's the same. It's just I use fair value gap. Okay, just try to keep that in mind. I hope that helped you. And this is just a short class, a fast class for that one. So I hope you enjoyed. Let's see if I have another opportunity when that's finished. I hope you enjoy, and I hope that helped you to understand what markets really want to do.